Okay, let's see. Seems like I'm getting a lot of ads. Let's see if my stream is on. Okay, test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test, test. Seems like I'm getting a lot of ads. Let's see if my stream is on. Okay, so it seems like we're live. Hello, everyone. Oh gosh, YouTube ads, I hate you so much. You are the worst. So, hope you all are doing wonderful. Thank you so much. And it's been a long time. Hello, hello. Glad to be back. I had a lot of work to do, so I had to take some break from streaming on YouTube, but I am back. And we're gonna do a Halloween themed live art stream. And I'm gonna show you guys some new brushes I got. And I'm thinking maybe draw the witch from Stardew Valley. I kind of did a pixel art portrait for her. I don't know if she will be in the end in the Ghibli town mod, but we'll see. A lot of people have done her since, so it's like I don't know if I'm gonna be bringing anything new really. I'll have to see what other people have done and try to avoid doing the same thing, but we'll see. So let me just post some notifications for everyone. Just so people don't miss it. I have been told to like post more because social media algorithms usually don't show my stuff. There we go. And post it in my Discord server for those of you that don't know. Here is the link. If I can find it again. Yep. Let's see, it should be, yep, it is in the description below. I'm gonna put it in the chat here as well. I think it's the most reliable way to catch my notifications, so you don't miss out on what I'm doing. Let's see here. Putting up OBS. And the chat, so I see you guys. Hello, hello. So first off, I'm just gonna take this art here and just make it a I call it in English, let's see, convert to smart object. I'm gonna make it a smart object. And let me just do the quick screen grab here, just so you can see all the menus that I'm popping up, because in that like closer view you cannot see the menu, but on the other hand it's a bit bigger, so you can kind of see better what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna go between views this stream, and I select convert to smart object. I am using Photoshop, and let me just select without the background. I'm gonna put it outside of the folder. There you go. And since I have the shading on this one, I'm actually gonna cut half of it. And just put it in the folder. And this one, convert to smart object. Hide it a bit just so I can extend this background here. Use the bucket tool, fill that in. And now with this one I can just shrink it if I want to. It will not lose resolution if I enlarge it back to where it was before. And I really enjoyed this option for the smart object in Photoshop. Issue is you can't undo it. What you can do is like go inside of the smart object and it's gonna open a new window here, and now you can go in and edit stuff again. So it's not lost, it's just a bit more complicated now to get into it. So something that I've been meaning to do. Oh, hey Kay, sorry didn't see you there. Hello, hello. I was so concentrated on my stream, like hoping everything works. I haven't streamed in a year, and so I'm like stressed that the stream's not working or something. Like I've had issues before. Hope the audio is okay and everything is working well. And I'm gonna go back into Photoshop. There we go. So you don't see all the stuff behind. It's a bit quiet. Okay, let me see what I can do. Microphone settings. Hope you guys are well. Thank you. Yes, I am. Thank you for telling me it's too quiet. I know that it's always an issue. I have to like go into the settings of Windows and kick it up a notch, and obviously now I can't find that setting anymore. Microphone settings, sound settings, speakers. Where is the microphone? Okay, now it's at 100%. Hope that helps. And you can hear me better now. How's that? How's that for the audio? Hey, thank you. Awesome. Glad it's better. Okay, so let's get back into drawing. So one thing I was thinking of trying to do, is the kind of like the lighting mood challenge. I couldn't find the exact art that started that trend, but the idea was that how you control the mood by just playing around with the lighting. And that's something I want to try and do. And I'm thinking of using the portrait of the witch. And I'll just redraw it and try and, play around with it. And I kind of need a neutral background. So that's what I'm kind of going to try and do. And let's edit this a bit. Where's the logo? There we go. And let's try and make a fancy erase here. There we go. And now I have like a little pumpkin here. Okay, so you're grabbing your sketchbook for the first time in a month. Oh, that's awesome. And thank you again for your support. Means a lot to me. So yeah, I've been like in a art funk as well. I've been trying to finish some paintings and I just never get around to it. I always like something else is urgent, something else needs to be done, and then I'm tired and in a funk. So let's start with the head. I'm gonna make a new layer. And I want to try some new gouache brushes I got. Unfortunately, I can't use Clip Studio Paint in live streams anymore, which is very annoying. And I'm using now Photoshop, and I got some gouache brushes. They're not the same. They don't have the awesome blending options in Clip Studio Paint, but you know, it is what it is. So you kind of need a head for our witch and a neck. And let's see what actually, we kind of have to choose a color palette. And the original color palette within the game, Stardew Valley, is more, I would say, on the warm side, and it's kind of making too much contrast. And I would like to harmonize the colors a bit. So what I'm gonna do is choose more warm colors. So as you can see here, I have my color picker, and at the moment it is at the bottom here. Thank you. I miss doing this. You know, I'm like always stressed about doing live art streams, and then once I do them, it's fine and I'm enjoying it. But I always get a bit stressed about doing them. Like, is it gonna work? Is it anybody gonna like what I'm doing? So, am I gonna do it correctly? And so on and so forth. I don't want to make mistakes or misspeak or anything. So if I do say any nonsense, like, please correct me in the chat so that I say the correct things. Because sometimes, like, I'm thinking of too many things and I'll like misspeak or so on. Okay, so here, as you can see, I'm next to the yellow, and that means that the red is warm. If I go on the other side towards blue, then that red is considered cold. So I'm gonna choose a cold red. So it kind of looks like pink, as you can see. And I can do like an in-between color here, kind of smudge things. And kind of like choose a red that's in between. So I kind of like this one. And here again, as you can see, this is a green kind of in the middle. If you go more towards the yellow, it becomes a warm green. And if you go towards blue, it becomes a cold green. And it kind of looks like teal. This one's already a cold one, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that, maybe even more, make it even colder. And so this green here, I'm gonna opacity again 50%. Just elongate this so I have room for blending. 50%, and I'm gonna kind of do a mishmash here and choose a color in between. And again, you have this now. So again, I'm gonna go in here and just kind of try and do the witch's head. And we've chosen like this skin tone. And kind of have an ear here. And the eyes. Kind of don't want to make her too angry. And again, we don't have much of a blending option, so I'm kind of turning the opacity down. And just kind of painting her chest area. Kind of doing sort of the same thing you've seen with Loish here, just so I can see like the different skin tones. And I kind of want to do pretty neutral lighting, so I don't want to do too much at the moment. And I'm gonna do the eyes probably on a separate layer just so I can light them up in different ways. And the hair. And I kind of have to do the nose, but you can't really do the nose without, you know, the lighting, so let's see. Let's have her look at the camera. I should probably like keep a base and then just go from there and hopefully keep the shape all in one. Maybe I should like separate the nose and eyes just so I keep it consistent. Let's name this layer face and take that red and give her some lips. And maybe I should put like hair. Yep, I'll put a hair and just make it a base. Let's see what color her hair is. Again, I'm going in and seeing what it is, and it's a warm brown, and I kind of want to make it like more purpley, and as you can see now it is. Let's see here. She looks so much better with hair on, don't you agree? And I think she has a bob or something like that. Can't remember what I decided to give her. And we're not gonna do the hat just because it's too much detail. Okay, so something like that. Her clavicles, and I guess the tendon in the neck. And we kind of have our base here. Let me just cut this off, put it in a corner. Not gonna need it for a while. Put this in a corner. Take this off. There we go. We kind of have our color palette there in the corner. We have the base here. Let's see. Head, face, hair. And this is gonna be the base. And now we're gonna have this in 3 versions. 2, 3. One, we're gonna keep it as backup in case I completely fudge the portrait. It's always good to like have backups. Okay, and let's see, can I align these? Huh, it worked. Okay, so you have an align feature in Photoshop. That was a long pause, my brain. I also have like a version of my stream open as a backup to see. Hi, hello, welcome. And ad started playing and I was like, that's gonna probably be annoying for you guys. I shouldn't have ads during the live stream. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Okay. And maybe turn that off. Let's call it backup. So we're gonna try and do different types of lighting, and I'm gonna start with the below lighting because I think that just seems like the most interesting. So the light source is gonna be from down below, and I'm gonna do a little light source for each. So let's see, below lighting, like from the edge. And I think maybe I should start with the normal one. Do the back one last because it's pretty hard. And this one's gonna be like the regular. And that one's gonna be like kind of from the back somehow. Okay. So kind of everything's gonna be casting a shadow downward. And that's kind of the easiest way to do shading, just usual top down. Am I on the right layer? That is my constant concern. I guess I am. And since that's gonna be the top lip, it's gonna be a little bit darker. And the below lip, I'm just gonna add a little bit of gloss. Usually I like to make the lighted part warm and the shaded part cold. So to kind of have an explanation, so I'm adding kind of an orangish, yellowish lighting. And what I'm gonna do shadows, I'm gonna go into the purple side and add shadows with stuff like that, with nuances of purple. And that's kind of how I make lighting and shadows. Now this part here is pretty dark already. So let's see, it's there, kind of have to go even lower and go for the cold colors. And if I click Control and then click on the layer, I can select everything that is on that layer. And it makes it easier to stay within the lines when I'm coloring. So whatever I think that is gonna be lower than the rest and is not gonna get as much exposure, I'm gonna hit it with some shadows. And whichever part I think is gonna come in contact with light, I'm gonna add that shading there, and just so it's less harsh, I'm gonna select like screen in the blending mode. But as you can see, it's making kind of an ugly brownish color in Photoshop, which would look slightly better in Clip Studio Paint. So I'm gonna try and look for something else and play around maybe with a more orangish color. Give it even less. And kind of have it something like that. And on the face, it will be, let's see, on the nose. She's cute. She's supposed to be scary. She's supposed to be an ugly witch. That's why I wasn't interacting with the lower layer. Let me just cut all of this out, because if you remember, we separated these on different layers. It's always a good idea to have your layers in order. Oof. Okay, what we're gonna do is merge these two layers, and now try and fix the face. Poor girl. What I'm doing to your face is just terrible. I'm sorry. I've just gotten out of practice using Photoshop, and it seems that using the brushes, gouache brushes, doesn't help. I would say the Clip Studio Paint is a lot more forgiving. Okay, let's put 50%. There we go. And kind of sort of get a pseudo blending option. So as you can see, I'm just making the shadows for where her nose would be casting shadows. And she does have a generous nose. Come on, brush, draw. And let's choose like a warmer green. If you remember our color palette here. Just because she's like getting light that is warm. No, I'm not on the right layer. I'm not allowed to play around with the hair. And just had some highlights in there. And actually I think this hair thing was at the back, so it should be something like this because it's behind her head. Kind of realized. Always stay on the right layer. Don't. Ah, this is something that I really dislike in Photoshop. When you click on do, it takes you back to the last layer you were on. And this is how I often draw on the wrong layer, because I think I'm on the new layer that I wanted to draw, and I'm not. And it's very, very annoying. So again, we're gonna try and find a warm yellow, kind of on there we go, and start to do some highlights. Again, the shading. And we're mixing a bit of that in there. And this is not dark enough, so I'm just gonna go even more. And I'm pressing Alt to kind of pick up the colors that are in the art and just going darker. And every now and then I'm kind of going and trying to reinforce that sort of original color, so I don't lose the line art, because I still kind of want to keep the shape. And again, I'm clicking the control button just so I can select everything on that layer. And sort of kind of how you would do the lighting from below, from above, sorry. And you kind of have a little bit of shadow under the lip. And the top lip is going to be a bit darker than the lower one. And a bit of lighting above. There we go. So second one, we're gonna try and do lighting from the back. So Louis here calls it rim light. And I'm gonna try and do that. And hopefully not fudge it completely. So let's see. We're gonna bring out the harsh blending mode. So let me take you a bit zoomed out. So you can see here you have a bunch of blending modes for Photoshop. And we're gonna choose something harsh like color dodge. And have it be 100%. There we go. So let's see how Louis kind of does it. So it's very harsh from the side, and the face is kind of muted and is gonna be in a bit of shadow. So control click, and I'm adding kind of here the light. Let's see if she put anything on the other side. No, she did not. So like nothing on this side, but she does have a bit on the nose and the lips. So be kind of like this, because her nose is really sticking out, like significantly. And now we're gonna do the shading. So I'm gonna choose multiply, and again I use purples for the shading. So this here, and we're gonna start with the hair. But as you can see, the shading is kind of muted. The harshest one is under the neck, and it's skewing towards the side of the light, which I don't think that's right, but I think she just used the same sketch, and the shading shadow was included in the sketch, so that's why there's a little bit of an oopsie there, kind of like how I have it. So because we're gonna do that soft light shading there, I only have it at 22%. And now for the face. And you kind of have to do it in one stroke. So I'm gonna choose a smaller size brush, and I'm pushing the brackets key for that. Because you kind of have to go all in one for this one. The lips, I kind of didn't want to have that there. So something like this. So you got harsh light coming from the side, and then kind of a muted shadow in the middle. And it's a bit more light on the left side for some reason. Let's see, when deciding strength, blah blah blah, type lighting. You can learn from making. I'm not sure what she was going for, because I couldn't find the full tutorial for that, but light bounces around in real life. So for example, if you had a harsh light here and a wall here, like light would bounce. Let me reset my brush. So let's say you have a brick wall or something here. A little bit of light like would go and then bounce, and that's why you would have like a little bit of light here. And obviously if it's something dark and woolly like hair, it would absorb, as opposed to skin, which is kind of shiny and greasy. So let's try and make the face with these options here. So first of all, kind of have to do a little bit of shading underneath the eyes. I'm not doing the witch any justice. Hope nobody starts a campaign about how I butchered her face. And the iris and a little bit of gleam there. And again, I want a darker color to do the underlip. And you kind of do want a bit of shading here. It's not going to be too much because the light isn't reaching that far. Kind of what am I gonna do for the lip? There we go. And just a little bit so it's not looking too flat and weird. But you don't want to overdo it because remember, you don't have much of a light source on this side. It's kind of all diffused. Most of the light is coming from that direction. like, don't be afraid to erase the extra, like, wobbly stuff. And remember, we had a bit of lighting on this side for that one. Here we're not gonna have, because it's just kind of how it's going, the shape of the body. So it shouldn't have any much light there. There we go. So now I'm gonna get to the hair. And if you remember, like I decided this is gonna how the shape of the head is gonna be. So the bun is behind. And as much as it might be tempting to like put here and here lighting, the way the head is tilted, it wouldn't actually reach it. I would say the best thing to do is kind of get like a little head statue and get a lamp and just put it on there. And that will give you a way more accurate depiction of how the light would go. I kind of followed Loisha's example here, and which, as you can see, nothing of that kind of light reaches here, so depends how you want to do the backlighting. I'm kind of going for no. And this is way more dramatic and looks a lot more interesting often. So it's something that a lot of people play with, and maybe they'll add like a second light source, maybe a cold one here, and then just add lighting here and here and here, and that's something you can do. But I rather not. At the moment, we're just gonna play around with one light source. And lastly, I'm gonna do the below lighting. Which is very intimidating for me, because I don't think I'm gonna do it right. Let's see. It can often end up looking very bad. I would say the safest one is to do kind of the first version. So let's name this 1, 1, 2, and 3. And first version is scary, but it's Halloween, so we're gonna be brave. Okay. So the light is coming from below. Let's see, should we do like a harsh? No, it's a lowish, did kind of like a softer one. So we're gonna do a softer one too. And we're gonna use screen and not linear add dodge. I heard a pop. What was that? I don't know if YouTube has notifications when people subscribe and things like that. I don't think that was it. But if anybody new subscribed, hello, hi, thank you. On Twitch I had like a really loud one. And it had a cute little animation. I don't know if I set this up on YouTube as well. We'll see what happens later. I was saying, yeah. So, okay, I set it to screen 50%. Let me show you in Photoshop. So here are the blending modes. And some darken, some lighten. I've chosen screen for this one. It's a softer lighting blending mode. For the second version with the kind of sort of backlighting, harsh backlighting, I use color dodge, and that one just like really burns everything. But screen is a bit softer. And I'm gonna start with the nose. So now we're having lighting from below, and so like this part here is gonna be lit. Her chin is gonna be lit. Her upper lip is gonna be lit. Kind of a bit of the ear here. As for the hair, the lower part is gonna be lit. Something like that. And now we're gonna switch to multiply for the shading part. And anything that's kind of above is gonna get shaded. Not sure about the bodice. Let me see, she kind of left it whatever. Probably this is gonna be a bit darker. Honestly, shoulders, like those are gonna be dark. Above the lip usually, which I kind of don't like because it kind of gives you a mustache. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of does. And go ahead to the hair. Loving the tutorial. Hope it helps explain stuff. Because when I was learning, a lot of things weren't explained, you know, for like dummy level that I was at. And I did a lot of mistakes and things, you know, that I look back on and I'm like, my art is even uglier than it is now. Which on one hand is kind of nice that I've improved. So there's that. So now we're gonna have to go and kind of blend a bit because it's not looking great. 50% blending, not 20. So opacity, because I don't have blending in Photoshop. Very annoyed. Her makeup. I forgot to do her makeup. So let's go back to opacity 100%. Go away. If there's anything else you guys want me to do a tutorial about, let me know. Requests are still open, so I'm going to be streaming for another hour. And with this tutorial, I'm gonna be done soon. So if there's anything you want me to doodle, let me know. I'll write it down and doodle. So anything you're looking for, let me know. Just leave a comment. Take care, Kairani. Thanks for coming by. And now we're gonna get some of that darker color for the lip. There we go. Ah, chorizo, yeah. Yeah, he would definitely be good for Halloween. So I have a little black cat and his name is Chorizo. And he just gets into a lot of mischief these days. He's quite the naughty kitty. Kind of want 50% here for the blending. probably should be darkening like the tip of the ear. And I'll blend these a bit. And since her hair is kind of coming that way, now the shadow is going to be on the opposite direction. So far we kind of made the shadow underneath the hair, but now we're going to do it above. And again, where was the light source? There we go. But I'm making it a bit too harsh, and I think I need to tone it down a bit. Let's see, what can we do? We kind of need, yeah, these browns here. I forget who said it, but it was like an art tutorial where like it said that it's a good idea to when you're doing blending to kind of get colors from within the board rather than from the color picker, and I definitely agree with that. I wish I could like quote and direct you to whoever said it. Like Louise has some very good art tutorials, and there are just so many artists that have good ones. I would say Louise is like the fastest, easiest, most accessible, because they're like definitely more professional tutorials that you can look into. But I think hers are great, especially because they're pretty. Like a lot of art tutorials you might see with other illustrators out there, they just kind of make it boring. It's too light. But, and it just gave me some horrible browns. I'm not happy with Photoshop blending options. I'm really starting to miss Clip Studio Paint. When it comes to blending, like you can see how it looks here and how it looks with the pumpkin. Much nicer colors. And that one I did in Clip Studio Paint. It has some lagging issues they still haven't fixed. Very annoying. So let's see what I said I would draw chorizo. So let's make some room here. I'm not gonna need this color palette or this one. I'll leave that there now. So let's draw a Halloween kitty. Let me just scooch these, convert to a smart object, and just get them out of the way. She looks crazed, like absolutely deranged. And lighting from below does that to a person. It will make you look horrible. Never do it unless you want to have that effect. My Discord is on. Oh, okay. I shouldn't see notifications because I'm only showing Photoshop. Okay. See, I wanna try out some other brushes. Okay, so this one's square. What does this brush do? Oh. This one's scratchy. More scratchy, but blurry scratchy. Square scratchy. I think this is, no, we didn't use this one to draw. Today we use the other one. What is that? Very blotchy. Okay. Let's try the square one. I've never used these brushes before, so I'm finding out things same as you. I don't know if you've seen that meme with the power of pss, pss, pss compels you. Pss, pss, pss is not an Anglo-Saxon type of sound, but throughout the southern part of Europe you're gonna hear various kinds of kuss kuss kuss, pss, 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 stuff like that. And we kind of found out that, you know, if you make this sound, the cat's more likely to come to you for whatever reason. So I'm just gonna use this as my sort of blending palette. There's this program, what was it called? Paint Storm. You kind of had one to the side where you could like blend colors as you wished, which was really nice. I like that. It was very convenient. Unfortunately, Clip Studio, Paint Storm also stopped working for me because of course it did. And I just kind of gave up on trying to fix it. I just ran out of patience for it. Let's see. Let's try and play around with the brush for, what was it? Mixer brush. So there is this mixer brush in Photoshop. Let me show you. It's here to the right. Click, and last one is the mixer brush. And it does a bit of mixing, but I'm not thrilled because as soon as it gets into like darker colors, it does the usual Photoshop blah. The blending in Photoshop is atrocious. Let's go full black for the eye. I think it's looking more like a bat than a cat. Maybe I should turn it into a bat. But first I want to do Chorizo's like derpy little fangs, because he does have those. gosh, this brush is uncontrollable. It just goes wherever it wants. It's haunted. It has literally a mind of its own. And he kind of does have like little white claws, which is kind of the only parts you can see from him. Hey, Lyron, hi. Thanks. How's it going? I did a little tutorial earlier about different types of lighting, and I used the Stardew Valley Witch as a test subject. I'm also trying out some new gouache brushes in Photoshop, and I'm kind of really unhappy with them. I miss the blending options in Photoshop. How have you been doing? Hope the audio is okay and you can hear me. I know I had some issues with it earlier. The sound from Windows wasn't at max power. Susie just tore up my chair the other day, and it's like full of holes now. She's all into mischief. So I've made Chorizo into a bad cat. When you ps 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 into the void and the void ps ps back. Cooking, awesome. I love cooking. Small dual speaker so I can just put it. Oh, fancy. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make my audio louder, just because I speak too softly. It's an issue I have in real life as well. And if I speak louder, then I just lose my voice. What should I do with Susie? Like, what um, creature should I turn her into? Because I mean, she is orange like a pumpkin, but I've already done a pumpkin. So I'm kind of thinking, what should I do? Should have converted this to smart object before I shrunk it. What should I do? I guess I can turn her into some kind of octopus maybe. Oh, Dredge. Has anybody played Dredge? It's this game where you're a fisherman and it's very Lovecraftian. I just love it. It's very Halloweeny. Halloween is my favorite holiday, so I just love Dredge as well. For those of you that are fans of my more new fish mod, I think you'll really enjoy Dredge as well. Maybe you could give her a babushka headpiece and a bowl with treats. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can give her chicken legs. Like turn her into one of those Ghibli old lady chicken legs, maybe. Hmm. I'm thinking. For those that have seen Spirited Away, like there's the what was her name? Yubaba the witch. She like turns into a bird and she has a scarf and chicken legs. That could be an idea. Let's just make this lighter so he stands out more. So much I have played, but Dredge looks cool. Yeah, there are a lot of eyeballs. There's this part where you're just being haunted or being attacked. Like if you fish at night, you get tired and then start to have hallucinations. Oh, Hogwarts Legacy is another game. It's Halloweeny in theme, but it's had some issues, but I think it's overall a nice game. I'm really looking forward to Ratopia coming out. That's gonna be interesting. I found it really cute. It's kind of like Terraria, but you're a rat princess warrior. Okay, I think I will start to draw Susie. And maybe squish the witches, just so I have enough room. I need room for my art. white in the lower part, and then she kind of has a black ear and lines over here, and then a line like this that kind of goes on her nose. She's got a really complicated pattern, I'm not gonna lie. And she's very fluffy. Kind of looks like I gave her a white beard, but it's not true. She doesn't have a beard. But she is very, very fluffy. I mean, it could be fluffier. She's not at Persian levels of fluffiness. So maybe I shouldn't spend so much time on the ears, because I'm gonna give her a headscarf. Let's make it a red headscarf. And her nose is a bit brown, but it's kind of pinkish in the middle. It's a really cute nose. I mean, it's my cat, so of course I think it has a cute nose. Doesn't anybody who has a cat thinks their cat is cute? And actually, I should make her eyes green, because her eyes are green. And she does kind of have like luscious what do you call them? Eyelashes. Luscious eyelashes. Something like that. Oh, I have a nice green here somewhere. Anybody play Baldur's Gate? It's all the rage now. I finished a good playthrough, but the game's not done yet. Like, things are missing from the game. So they have done some updates since, but I don't know if I wanna play again. Kind of a bit annoying when a game is launched and it's not finished. But I understand like the enthusiasm. I've had people ask me if I would release like a beta version of the Ghibli mod, but there's just not that much happening in it. So I kind of don't want to disappoint people. We've kind of been still waiting for the 1.6 update that's gonna make some changes, allegedly, and make modding easier. I can't say that much because I don't code, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the Haunted Chocolatier that's gonna uh, come out at some point. For those that haven't heard, Concerned Ape, the author of the Stardew Valley mod, is gonna do another game. It's called the Haunted Chocolatier. To my understanding, it's gonna have like a different operation system, like the code behind it, and that should make it easier for modders to mod the Haunted Chocolatier much easier this time around. Because when he made Stardew Valley, he didn't know it was gonna have such a big success, so the modding, according to programmers, because I didn't do much coding. If it can be called coding, what I've done is just retexture mods, and those kind of got outdated pretty quick. Because now you have Content Patcher and all of those other support mods. I should make like a smaller nose. And so as far as I know, like programmers have been like crying because it's been hard for them to mod Stardew Valley. Unfortunately, we do have Smappy mods, which kind of allows for modding in Stardew Valley. So I'm happy for that. But of course, since I'm not the one that's coding, it's easy for me to be happy. I think there was a meme going around like who's unhappy when there's an update to the game and it's the modders because everything breaks. And Susie just has like the cutest little pink face that I totally butchered here. And it looks horrible. Because the eyes are too big on her head. Amongst many other issues. Like, why did I do it like that? Anyway. This ear should be darker. I think it's her left ear. Right ear. This is your right side of her head. Hey, it's been a while. How are you? Hi. Sorry, I was so concentrated on my main monitor, I forgot to look to the side, to the chat. I'm so sorry. Hi there, how are you doing? Her eyeballs are mismatched in her head. Like, what was I thinking? This is so high up. There we go. This is not a cubist painting. Sometimes I look at Picasso's work and I think he's as bad as an artist as I am, but he made it an artistic choice. So maybe I should go into cubism and say I meant it to be that way. It was on purpose. I totally meant to make it like that. Now for the body. So this is what I've drawn so far. A little witch tutorial and chorizo as a vampire bad cat. And now I'm gonna do Susie as a half chicken old lady. To be honest, I don't think she would ever give candy to kids. I think she would just totally keep it for herself. I know I'm being pesky for asking too much, but maybe white spots on the scarf. I'm rooting for you. Yes, I have actually been thinking that I should add white dots. I totally should. It's not a babushka without the white dots on the scarf. I actually have a mug. I've had several mugs with white dots on them. I don't know why, but I really love it. I even did a stool, because I have a green carpet, so that I have more color in my house so that I can see my black cat. And I made a toadstool, what do you call it? Toadstool? Mushroom. There we go. You know what I didn't do for Susie? I didn't give her whiskers. I should have totally given her whiskers. Kind of afraid to do that. Whiskers. She kind of has like these antenna whiskers, which are kind of strange. I don't know. Maybe I should look at a photo of her instead of just constantly making it worse. What was I talking about? Oh, guys, did you see the Loki TV show? Any fans in the audience? I'm so starved for content. I know a lot of people have been complaining about it, but compared to other stuff that DC is putting out, I'm happy with Loki. I think often this whole TV stuff has gotten to the point like, oh, I need to be angry for clicks. And YouTube has been just horrible. I mean, in my case, it kind of turned out for the best because I haven't done a live stream in a while, and YouTube sent me threats that I'm gonna get demonetized if I don't get to 4,000 hours of watch time. So I was like, I kind of wanted to do. I waited a whole year for the Halloween, and I should definitely do a live stream, like I said I would. So it all worked out. Now what should I put in Susie's hands? I think is a very good question. What would she have? I mean, I guess I could give her like a little pumpkin basket. Wait, I have a darker orange here. I'll use that. See what happens when you use ZBrain and keep your illustration consistent color-wise and not have like a bajillion shades of orange that don't match and clash. Yes, Loki was cool. Retro-futuristic style of the environment reminds me of Batman animated series. Oh my gosh, that one's such a good series. I would want my kitchen like this. I prefer cottagecore, but I definitely get you. It looks good. It's, you know, it's very comfy. Everything's orange and well lit and all of that. Who wouldn't like it? You know, if the face wasn't so ugly, this would be a cute illustration. But she just has so many lines on the face, I kind of have to pick and choose. And I think I will erase some of these lines because it just doesn't look good. Let me turn off the whiskers. And just make her face. Because usually when you have like upwards like this, it looks better. Makes it more kind of cheerful. There are just some shapes that work better. still wish I had the blending options. Clip Studio Paint. And it was so much easier. Like, I have to push so many more buttons for this one to kind of get to a result that I like. And now the whiskers kind of make more sense. And she's kind of looking into your soul a bit and smiling. Okay, what should we do with the hands? What should she be holding? Thinking with the brain. A broom, I guess, to swat chorizo with. Yeah, she doesn't like him. And her underbelly is white, so that's why I'm making sort of a white hand here. And she has very pink squish beans. Kind of reminds me of those summoning brooms. But then I should have her like look to the side for the broom. Like it's coming to her. I want some yellow in there. this one. Gonna get a darker shade just to redo that part. What are your favorite films to watch for Halloween? I don't know what I'm gonna watch this year. Over the Garden Wall is really awesome. I can never get enough of that. But as for new content, don't know anything. It's really piquing my interest. Halloween theme. I know Gilded Age season 2 from HBO is coming out. I'm excited for that one. I really love season 1. The costumes are just amazing. And let's see here. Let's just erase this eyeball, because I'm gonna redraw this one. And I'm gonna try this time to make them symmetrical. How about that? How about a cat with symmetrical eyeballs? Isn't that revolutionary? Just the bee's knees. And I'm gonna have to flip the inside of the eyeball, of course. And it looks like a Siamese cat with you know, the eyes that, well, what's the condition called when you're looking at your nose all the time? I forget the name. And let's give her kind of a bit of a grin. Like, aren't I clever for summoning a broom? And I think that will be it, because it is 8 o'clock. It's been 2 hours. And my voice is getting very tired. Let's convert that to a smart object. I'll move this here and move that there. And I say thank you very much for watching. Hope you had fun. Hope you found the mini tutorial useful. Well, it's not that mini, but you get the point. I'm gonna try and do some more streams while it's still October. Firstly, because I really love Halloween and I want to do some more spooky stuff. Feel free to give me your suggestions as to what I should draw next. I'm gonna try and see what I can do in Photoshop, unless I can get somehow Clip Studio Paint to work again. If you want me to do like pixel art or anime or something like that, feel free to leave your suggestions in the comments below. And don't forget to join my Discord server, because that is where you'll be more likely to get notifications. I've seen that on Facebook and Twitter. It barely reaches anyone. YouTube as well. Like, I get emails that, oh, if you want your stuff to be seen, give us money. And it's just not a great plan for me, and it's just getting worse and worse compared to what it used to be back in the day. And I'm sure you know this as well, like you subscribe to a channel you really like and then you never see anything from that channel again. That's kind of how it's been for me as well for most of the social media platforms. But Discord, fortunately, you can like still get notifications. So yeah, if there's anything else, you can find me on Discord, you can chat there. I look forward to hearing your suggestions and requests, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye bye everyone.